Boom! You know where you're at. This is it, the LFGSD podcast. It's Monday, the day after the Padres lost a game against the Washington Nationals. Boo, 8-3. I gotta be straight up. Sundays is my day for slapping curbs. This is my old skateboard deck. Happen to have it down here in the basement with all my other decks. Those ones are all new, but my deck that I'm riding is in my trunk, so I didn't want to go grab it. But that's what I usually do on Sundays. We hang out, Slappy Sundays, and that's what I usually do. So I watched the first few innings of the game. I think it was, I don't remember what the score was. 1-0 Nationals. Seth Lugo, I think, was on the mound. And yeah, I mean, once we didn't score in the first inning, I was like, uh-oh. This is not good, because usually if we don't score in the first inning, it doesn't go well. Second inning, didn't score. Third inning, didn't score. We gave up a home run. I think it was a home run. That's how they scored their first run. And I was just like, this game's over. I knew we weren't going to win, so I left. I actually didn't even finish watching the game. I went to go hang out with my buddies. I went to go skate. I was watching the game on my phone for a little bit. Saw the bases were loaded. They put Gary Sanchez in to pitch hit. I think it was Grish, and they took him out, and they put Gary Sanchez in to pitch hit. And I was like, uh-oh, we can have something here, get something going here. Nah, he struck out, just like everybody else on the Padres struck out. The most we could do was 3 runs, which is partly because Kim hit 1-run homer. I mean, and that was basically it, man. Nationals scored 8 runs on us. Tim Hill. I went back and watched the highlights. And Tim Hill had a couple errors throwing to first base, but it really wasn't Tim Hill's fault, man. It's our offense, which is garbage, which sucks. I shouldn't say that, though, because, like I said, a few days before that, we had 23 runs in 2 games. So it's not that our offense sucks. They're good when they want to be, or when something happens. Nobody knows what it is. You can talk to the highest paid experts. I'm just a regular Joe right here in my basement. Check out my basement here. You can, ask the highest paid analysts and all that. They will not be able to give you an answer. Bowmel can't give you an answer. Tatis himself can't give you an answer. None of these guys can tell you why one day they do good and then the next day they don't do good. I haven't heard a good explanation for it. Everybody, people try to come up with every single excuse. Oh, it's Preller's fault. He traded, because he's the one that did the Soto trade. It's his fault. Soto isn't doing good. No, Soto actually does okay. Yeah, he doesn't come through clutch a lot of the times, but he's a decent player. I don't like his approach. I mean, the guy walks like more than anyone else in Major League. He watches so many strikes. He never swings at the first pitch. I just saw a stat for Tony Gwynn that said that he only went down, I think it was like out of 500 and something pitches or something like that. He only watched 3 strikes. Like, he only watched the ball go over the strike zone 3 times. The other 500 sometimes he never let the ball go through the strike zone and not swing and hit it. So, Soto's opposite of that. I was just like, bro, you need to take some tips from Gwen, rest in peace. But anyways, so yeah, cool thing, Kim got another hit or home run, so that was kind of sweet. But yeah, they get a day off. I mean, hopefully this day off will help out for Xander, because the day he got a day off, remember that? A few days ago, he got a day off, and the day he came back, he did good. So I'm like, again, his wrist is messed up. If he takes a day off, that might be good for Xander. So maybe this game in Pittsburgh, they flew over to Pittsburgh. He might do good. We'll see. And then the other players too. A day off might help him out. Who freaking knows? I'm just pulling at straws here, because no one else has any answers either. So we'll see what's up, folks. Thanks for those of you that have been watching my podcast. Just, I'm brand new, just started into this podcasting world. Got a few, I've I look at the numbers and stats. I look at the stats, and yeah, people, checking this podcast out. Like, they want to hear from a regular Joe. I'm not a, I'm not a, like an analyst or anything like that. So I'm just talking about feelings and things like that. And you know, I don't know if I represent the average fan, but that's who I am. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm passionate about it. I spend money. I go to the games. I watch the games, all of them. I bought a subscription from MLB.TV. Once Valley Sports sold it, I mean, for me that was awesome because it meant I didn't have to sign up for all these BS, subscriptions. All I want is to watch Padre games. I pay $20 a month. It's perfect. I love it. I don't have cable. I don't have any Hulu, all that stuff. I don't have any other subscriptions. All I have is MLB TV. So I love it once Bally sold it because it made it accessible for broke ass ninja like myself. So, anyways, keep watching my podcast. Thank you, everybody, and have a good one.